Hey neighbors, before I get started with this video, I just thought it was important to say that since there is a lot of sensitive information in this video and this topic, I encourage you to look into the situation for yourself. I'm going to leave a link down below with some information about this story regarding Paris. And other than that, let's get started. Another day, another allegation in the music scene. My name is John, welcome back to Beyond ARTV. On this installment of News It or Lose It, we're going to be breaking down the Paris situation, from the allegations to the removal of founding member and guitarist Alex Babinski to the fan response and my own personal takeaway. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been supportive of not only this channel, but also the news coverage that I do sporadically give. The swimmer's story, when that broke, it was a very fragile situation and you guys gave a great response to that. And I hope to give the same level-headed response, although this is an entirely different situation here. If you enjoy this video, then please consider subscribing to the channel and of course like the video, as it does help support the channel. PVRIS are hot on the heels of releasing their latest album, Use Me. It's due out this Friday, August 28th. And while these allegations are not brand new, they've been online for about 2 months as far as I can tell, although some have claimed that it dates back years. Alex Babinski is facing some pretty serious accusations. There's been several posts on Twitter, and of course Reddit and Tumblr as well, where people are kind of capping off their experiences with Alex, saying that he tried to coerce them into sex even though they were underage at that time. We do not have any evidence to necessarily back this up. It's of course hearsay, and I have to put it out there. These are allegations, and I think it's incredibly important, especially in this situation, to wait for more information. The band PVRIS themselves released a statement on social media saying, "We have been made aware of the allegations involving Alex Babinski. We absolutely and emphatically will not tolerate sexual harassment, coercion, and all other forms of sexual misconduct online and offline. It is our responsibility to ensure and provide a safe space within the PVRIS community and to believe and support victims and survivors. As of today, Alex will no longer be associated with PVRIS. He will be handling these matters privately and professionally." If these allegations are true, this is of course a very serious situation that we're looking at here, because we're looking at somebody who once again has abused their place of power and taken it out on not only fans, but also underage fans, knowingly underage fans, according to the allegations and posts. Now at this time, again, this is something that Alex has provided his own statement for, and he says that he's going to be taking legal action. On his official Twitter account, Alex said, "These allegations being made against me are 100% false. I understand that until there is clear provided evidence, I have no way to prove these allegations otherwise. I am determined to prove my innocence and am in the process of taking legal action in order to professionally and efficiently clear my name." He went on to say that he understands why Lynn, Gunn, and Brian McDonald, the 2 remaining members of PVRIS, have made this decision. He respects that, and it's important to note that behind the scenes there were some people saying that they had this text message screenshot where it showed that maybe Lynn and Brian weren't so convinced that Alex was guilty, and now obviously the band has come out and just dropped the axe, because with a record coming out, this is the worst PR that you could ever ask for. This record has already been a nightmare for them to release, no pun intended, and it's seen several delays, several different release dates, and I don't think it's going to change again, although it absolutely could. I don't think so at this point. Use Me is about to come out, and with these allegations against Alex, I don't think the band necessarily want him attached to the project, and I think a lot of people are saying, well, obviously, this is the right move, this is the good conscious move, they're getting rid of the bad offending member and cutting that limb off. I do think yes to an extent, but also behind the scenes it might be trickier. They might still be trying to support him if they do have some sort of evidence that they feel is going to exonerate and free him in the future. I don't entirely know, but this is one of those situations where we cannot just go off of screenshots. Yes, they have removed him from the band, but at this point, I see that as a PR move. Much like with the swimmers situation, we saw one of the, for lack of a better term, woke bands kind of crashing down, and although they handled that very poorly, and they continue to handle that very poorly, PVRIS have gone a different route. I respect the fact that they are taking this time. They even put it out there in their own official statement saying that he's going to seek legal counsel. This has happened before. I have to bring this up. Neck Deep had one of their founding members accused of something, and then he cleared his name, but that didn't get much press, unfortunately. Those allegations were back in 2015, he was cleared by 2016, and unfortunately he never returned to the band, and I don't see Alex ever coming back even if he is cleared somehow in the future. While the allegation posted by an anonymous Tumblr user said I started talking to Alex when I was 16, met him at a show, and then he tried to guilt them into sex, there was another post on Twitter where somebody said not the same, but Alex used to flirt with me on Tumblr in my messages and then ghosted me when I refused to sleep with him when I was 17. He's always been a piece of shit. That's definitely a very bold and inflammatory claim. It's a big statement, a big allegation. So what I'm setting up here is that there are more than one allegations against Alex. I, of course, cannot verify and prove any of these things myself. I have tried to look into it, and I encourage you to look into the situation for yourself and try and come to your own conclusion once there is more evidence. As always, it might feel like I'm walking a tightrope because this is such a very, very fine line that you have to walk, because obviously there are the real victims, the people that need to be believed, but there's also, on the other hand, the unfortunate piling up of stories that have been proven false. I think back to the Killers situation recently that I didn't even make a video on because I genuinely didn't feel it was worth it. Or the Panic at the Disco allegations against Brendan Urie. I'm not talking about Zach Cloud Hall, that's a different situation entirely, but against Brendan, things continuously keep popping up, and then the fire is put out because people have admitted that they're false. It's very, very tricky because I do think it's toxic to just say, believe everybody, no matter what. That is a toxic mentality, but it's also toxic to say that they're all lying. I think that respect has to be put out to the women and the men that have been put through these things. And again, it's just tricky for me because with the PVRIS situation, there is very little information to feed off of. I'll be reviewing the new PVRIS album, Use Me, very soon on my main channel, so make sure you're subscribed over there if you want to hear me talk about the music of PVRIS instead of just the allegations. Alex was involved in the recording of this album. He's going to be credited there. But of course, Lynn Gunn has really stepped into the spotlight and kind of claimed her own throne, saying that I write the songs, I do most of the ideas, the music videos, the visuals, everything like that. These are my concepts, so I'm going to start taking credit. So, in your opinion, does it affect PVRIS at all now that Alex is gone, considering he wasn't really a creative force of the band, more of just like a hired member? Or is this something that's really gonna just put a bad stain on them for you? You're just gonna cut them off now? Let me know your takeaway on the PVRIS situation in the comments section down below. I do not think that this is something that they should be canceled for, of course. And with Alex, if there are updates in any kind of court scenario, then I will try and update you guys in a video or else on social media. Make sure to follow me at ARTV John on Twitter and Instagram. And other than that, a couple of recent videos here, and I'll be back soon for more on Beyond ARTV.